Hi, welcome to Peterborough County. I hate to say it's a hidden gem, but this area hides many true gems. Let's begin with the incredible, beautiful Burleigh Falls. This is where the massive Canadian Shield meets powerful rushing waters. For centuries, this stretch of river was wild, dangerous, and impassable. It forced humans to blast through solid granite just to get past it. Today, it's a rugged, unforgettable landscape, but underneath the surface lie some incredible stories. Burleigh Falls is not a typical vertical waterfall. It is a massive sweeping network of cascades and rushing chutes. The dramatic rapids are caused by a tremendous volume of water. The waterway bottlenecks here. Water flowing from Lovesick Lake and Lower Buckhorn Lake is forced through this narrow gap before emptying into Stony Lake. Those names actually remind me of one of my trips many years ago. I once visited this spot with a friend who was going through a very difficult romantic relationship. We joked about the fact that the upstream lake is called Lovesick Lake, and after crushing through those brutal rocks, the water empties into Stony Lake. I was worried my friend would become a jaded, traumatized person. Fortunately, my friend didn't turn to stone and has since moved on to a happier relationship. But these funny names always make me smile. Look closely at these exposed rock formations. You are looking at the southern edge of the Canadian Shield. But what is the Canadian Shield? The Canadian Shield is a vast region of ancient rock that covers nearly half of Canada and contains many forests, lakes, and valuable mineral resources. It was formed over billions of years through geological processes and plays an important role in Canada's mining industry, ecosystems, and physical geography. This bedrock is approximately 1 to 1.3 billion years old. This area contains Grenville gneiss, diorite, and related metamorphic rocks. They are dense, heavily compressed rocks formed under enormous pressure and heat. Because the bedrock is incredibly resistant to erosion, the river has carved only a relatively shallow, stepped channel rather than a deep gorge. The water forcefully rushed over these hard, tilted stone steps. If you explore the rock outcrops and neighboring formations in this area, you are walking through an area famous for its industrially important and collectible minerals. First, there is mica. Why is mica important? Mica is a mineral that resists heat and electricity. It is used in electronics, electrical insulation, cosmetics, paints, plastics, and construction materials. But Ontario has no active commercial mica mines due to all kinds of reasons. Next is apatite, which is highly sought after as a source of phosphate for agricultural fertilizer. Then you have garnet and tourmaline in metamorphic rocks. You can often find long jet black tourmaline. I don't have any Ontario tourmaline, but tourmaline is one of my favorite minerals because of its unique crystal structure and beautiful appearance. Yes, I made these bracelets for my friends and myself. Historically, indigenous people and early traders had to portage their canoes around these rapids. Later, during the 19th century timber boom, the Burleigh Chute routinely shattered logs. Lumbermen built specialized wooden log chutes to guide timber safely past the rocks. In 1833, construction of the Trent-Severn Waterway officially began, launching an extraordinary engineering project that would take 87 years to complete. To meet these challenges, engineers developed remarkable solutions along the system. Now, Burleigh Falls is the Lock 28. The massive Peterborough Lift Lock, or Lock 21, was a major achievement in the Trent-Severn Waterway. It hydraulically raises boats over dramatic elevation changes. The Peterborough Lift Lock is a National Historic Site of Canada and one of the greatest engineering marvels of its time. When it opened in 1904, it was the highest hydraulic lift lock in the world and was widely regarded as the finest of its kind, showcasing groundbreaking engineering that attracted international attention. Today, it remains the world's highest hydraulic lift lock and one of the world's most remarkable sites of canal engineering, as well as a defining feature of the Trent-Severn Waterway. Here you can see the cruise boat is approaching from the upper canal section toward the Peterborough Lift Lock on its way back to Little Lake. Now the boat has glided inside the upper hydraulic bathtub chamber and comes to a complete stop, driven purely by gravity and water displacement. The chamber gently lowers the boat 20 meters down to the lower water level. Then the lower gate opens, allowing the vessel to sail out smoothly onto the lower canal section. Between Peterborough and the waterway's final stop at Port 7 lies another engineering marvel. That's the Big Chute Marine Railway, also known as Lock 44. That's the only operating marine railway of its kind in North America. Then the waterway continues to Port 7, home of Lock 45, the smallest lock on the system and the final gateway out into Georgia Bay. Watching the sunset reflections of the water at Burleigh Falls and counting the stars over the lift lock. Wow, do you see a shooting star? The rapids may be powerful, but as my friend's story with Lovesick Lake and Stony Lake shows, it's also a reminder that some of the toughest journeys lead to the most peaceful destinations.